All right, so today we are diving deep into the world of crafting some seriously irresistible offers.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about those can't-miss deals that practically sell themselves. And luckily,
Yeah.
you sent over the perfect playbook, Alex Hormozi's 100 Mere Offers.
Oh, this is a good one.
It is.
This book is jam-packed with so much actionable advice.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And the best part is Hormozi walks the walk. He's not just some talking head. He's built a crazy successful career using these exact principles.
Yeah, and he showcases so many real-world examples, and one that really stood out to me was the story of Andrew Argue.
Okay.
This guy took his business, accountingtax.com, from $1 million a year to $10 million a year.
Wow.
And he did it in 2 months.
That's incredible. 2 months.
2 months, by changing up how we structured his offers. So let's break down what that actually means.
Okay. So it all boils down to this shifting your mindset from being price-driven to becoming value-driven.
Yeah.
When you're stuck in that price-driven race to the bottom, constantly slashing prices just to compete,
Yeah.
you're killing your margins, you're adding unnecessary pressure, and frankly, it's just not a fun way to run a business.
No, it's the fast track to Burnout City.
Exactly.
And Hormozi shows us how to break free from that cycle
Yeah.
by crafting these killer offers
Uh,
that just skyrocket your value.
mm-hmm.
And he actually achieved a 36-to-1 return on ad spend by doing this.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah, you spend $1,000 on ads and rake in $36,000 in revenue.
Wow.
That's the power.
So have you ever felt like you were stuck in that race to the bottom
Yeah.
in your own work?
Constant.
Because this book, it really highlights how to escape that by understanding how people perceive value. It's all about psychology.
Yeah. Have you ever worked with someone who is just naturally gifted at sales?
Oh, absolutely.
Where it's just like they could sell you anything?
Yeah, like they could sell ice to an Eskimo.
Yes, exactly.
It's
It's like a superpower.
Yeah, it's like they have this innate ability to tap into what people really want and make them believe that they need it.
Exactly. And Hormozi breaks down that superpower so we can all try to replicate it.
It's brilliant.
But it's not just about the offer itself. It's also about finding the right people to present that offer to.
Yes, 100%.
You could have the best product in the world, but if you're trying to sell it to the wrong market,
It's DO.
you're dead in the water.
It's DO.
It's like that old saying, you can't sell combs to bald men.
Exactly. You need to find your starving crowd.
Yeah, and he illustrates this perfectly with the story of Lloyd.
Who's Lloyd?
Lloyd is a software entrepreneur who built this amazing product, but he made a critical error.
Oh, no. What happened?
He was selling it to a shrinking market, the newspaper industry.
Oh, no.
And it didn't matter how much effort he poured into sales and marketing because he was targeting the wrong people.
It's like they say location, location, location.
Yeah, but in this case, it's market, market, market.
So true.
You got to know who you're talking to.
You really do.
And what blew my mind was that Hormozi says, you can have a mediocre offer
Really?
and be like, okay, it sales.
Okay.
But if you have a starving crowd, you will still be successful
Wow.
because they need what you're offering.
It's like the pandemic. Yeah.
Remember when everyone was hoarding toilet paper?
Oh.
Like it was going out of style.
No marketing needed.
Exactly.
It was pure survival mode.
Supply and demand, baby.
So I'm curious, have you ever taken the time to analyze your market?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
To see if you're fishing in a shrinking pond or if there are bigger, better ponds out there?
It's essential.
Yeah.
You absolutely have to know your market inside and out.
And Hormozi gives us these 4 key indicators to help us evaluate a market.
Lay 'em on me.
So number 1, is there significant pain
Okay.
that audience is experiencing?
Pain point. Got it.
Number 2, do they have the buying power to afford your solution?
Can they actually buy what you're selling?
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Number 3, can you reach them effectively with your message?
Okay, so your marketing channels need to align. Got it. And number 4, and this is a big one, is the market growing.
Oh, that's huge. You want to ride that wave?
Yeah, you don't want to be selling to a market that's shrinking.
No, you want to be where the growth is.
Exactly.
Makes sense. So these 4 indicators are like our market compass.
Exactly. And today we're going to use them to navigate our way to success.
Let's do it.
Now let's talk about something that I think trips a lot of people up.
What's that?
Pricing.
Okay.
Even Alex Hormozi's own dad had a hard time wrapping his head around the $42,000 price tag on his son's program.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a hefty price tag.
Yeah, and I think it really highlights this common misconception that we have,
What's that?
that lower prices equal more customers, which equals more success.
Right.
But Hormozi flips that on its head with what he calls the virtuous cycle of price.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this virtuous cycle.
So basically, it means that when you charge a premium for your product or service,
Okay.
you attract a higher caliber of clientele,
Okay.
people who are not afraid to invest in themselves and in their growth.
They're not just looking for the cheapest option.
Exactly.
They see the value.
And because you're not constantly scrambling to make ends meet, you can pour more resources into delivering an even better customer experience.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly.
You charge more so you can deliver more.
And he gives this great example in the book about a photography business that increased their prices from $300 to $1,500.
Wow.
And you'd think they would have scared everyone away.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge jump.
It is. But their customer satisfaction actually went up
Wow, how is that possible?
because they were able to deliver even more value.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it really challenges us to ask ourselves,
What's up?
are we so focused on moving volume that we're neglecting our profit margins?
That's a really good point.
Because sometimes raising your prices can actually be the best thing for your business.
And for your customers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about finding that sweet spot where value and price align.
I like that value and price alignment.
So how do we actually define value?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
Well, Hormozi breaks it down into 4 key elements.
Let's hear them.
First and foremost, you have to identify the dream outcome.
Okay. The dream outcome, got it.
What is that ultimate transformation your customer desires?
It's about painting a picture of their ideal future.
Exactly. And it's not just about listing a bunch of features.
Right, it's about tapping into their emotions.
It's about understanding their why.
Exactly.
And I love how he uses the example of liposuction versus fitness programs.
Okay.
Both can help you achieve a slimmer physique,
Right.
but the perceived value is wildly different.
Yeah, because liposuction is like the quick fix.
Right. It's like instant gratification, but it's expensive.
And potentially risky.
Exactly. Whereas fitness programs require more effort and discipline,
But they're more sustainable in the long run.
and often more affordable.
Right, so the perceived value is higher, even though it might take longer to see results.
And that brings us to Hormozi's second element of the value equation, perceived likelihood of achievement.
Okay, so how confident is the customer that your offer will actually work?
Exactly. And this is where things like testimonials and case studies come into play.
Social proof is huge
It's everything you need to build that trust and credibility.
because nobody wants to feel like they're taking a gamble.
And speaking of time, that leads us to Hormozi's third element, time delay.
Okay, so how long will it take to achieve the desired result?
Exactly. The shorter the time frame, the higher the perceived value.
Ah, makes sense.
If you could wave a magic wand and achieve your dream outcome overnight, wouldn't you be willing to pay a premium for that?
Absolutely.
But even magic wands require a little bit of effort.
That's true.
And that brings us to Hormozi's final element of the value equation, effort and sacrifice.
Okay, what will it take for the customer to get from point A to point B?
Exactly. What do they need to invest in terms of time, energy, and yes, even money?
It's about being upfront about the commitment involved.
Because the lower the effort and sacrifice required, the more appealing your offer will be.
It's all about minimizing those barriers to entry.
And here's a powerful insight from Hormozi that I think is so crucial.
I'm listening.
Perception is reality in the mind of the consumer.
That's a good one. I like that.
It doesn't matter how amazing your offer truly is if the customer doesn't perceive it as valuable.
So true.
So the question is, how do we bridge that gap?
Yeah, how do we make sure that our offer is seen as the no-brainer that it truly is?
Well, luckily, Hormozi provides a very clear, step-by-step process for crafting offers that are irresistible.
Okay, walk me through it.
So walk us through it. What's the first step to crafting this irresistible offer?
All right, so step one, it all starts with clarity.
Okay.
You have to be crystal clear on that dream outcome.
Okay, we talked about that a little bit already.
Yeah, and it's worth repeating because it's the foundation for everything else.
Gotta have that solid foundation.
Exactly. So what is that ultimate transformation your customer is craving?
Okay, got it. So what's step 2?
Step two is all about empathy.
Okay.
Putting yourself in your customer's shoes and thinking about the potential roadblocks they might encounter on their way to that dream outcome.
Yeah, what are those bumps in the road?
Exactly what doubts, fears, or obstacles might pop up.
It's like anticipating those snags before they happen.
Precisely, and that leads us perfectly into step 3.
Okay.
Transform those potential problems into solutions that your offer provides.
Okay, so instead of just listing features, we're saying, here's how we can help you overcome these challenges.
Exactly. You're speaking directly to their pain points.
And hopefully providing some much-needed relief.
That's the goal.
All right, so what's next?
Step 4 is where things get really fun.
Okay.
It's time to brainstorm a range of delivery options for those solutions.
Okay, so thinking about different formats, timelines, pricing tiers, levels of support.
Yeah, it's like creating a menu of options.
I love that. A menu of options.
Right, because not everyone's going to want the same thing.
So true.
So you give them choices.
Okay, so we've brainstormed, we've empathized. What's next?
Now it's time to refine.
Okay.
Step 5 is all about narrowing down those options
Okay.
and choosing the ones that offer the highest value to the customer while also being sustainable and profitable for you.
We've got to make sure it's a win-win.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've got this amazing offer. It's time to unleash it upon the world. But how do we make it even more enticing?
Well, Hormozi has a few more tricks up his sleeve.
No, lay it on me.
We're talking about bonuses, scarcity, and urgency.
Okay, I'm listening.
And don't worry, we're not talking about being manipulative here.
Okay.
It's about adding those little extras that create a sense of excitement and maybe even a little FOMO.
Because sometimes people need a little nudge.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So let's start with bonuses.
Okay. How can we use those strategically?
Think of bonuses as the cherry on top.
Okay.
It might be something you were already planning to include,
Right.
but by positioning it as a bonus,
Yeah.
you instantly increase the perceived value of your core offer.
It's all about the framing.
Exactly. And then we have scarcity and urgency.
Okay, so what are some ethical ways to incorporate those elements?
Well, Hormozi gives a ton of great examples in the book,
Yeah.
from limited time bonuses and early bird discounts to founding member programs and cohort-based launches.
I really like the cohort-based launch.
It's doing, right?
Even if your program is available year-round,
Yeah.
creating those specific start dates, it just adds that element of urgency. Like you might miss out.
And it creates a sense of camaraderie
Totally.
and shared experience.
It's like we're all in this together.
I love it. Okay, so we've got our offer, we've got our bonuses, we've got our scarcity, we've got our urgency. What's next?
Guarantees.
Guarantees music to my ears.
They're essential for building trust and overcoming objections.
Because, let's face it, people are afraid of risk.
Big time.
And a guarantee helps mitigate that risk.
Absolutely. And Hormozi breaks down different types of guarantees.
Oh, does he?
From the classic money-back guarantee to performance-based guarantees and even anti-guarantee.
These guarantees. I've never even heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. They're interesting.
Okay.
We'll have to save those for another episode.
We'll have to do a deep dive on anti-guarantees.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We talked about the power of crafting irresistible offers.
Yes.
We broke down the 4 key elements of the value equation.
The dream outcome, perceived likelihood of achievement, time, delay, effort, and sacrifice.
We explored the importance of bonuses, scarcity, urgency, and guarantees.
And let's not forget the magic headline formula.
Ah, yes. The name.
It's all about that first impression.
It's like the title of a book.
Exactly. It's got to grab your attention.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay, I'm ready.
What's your Grand Slam offer?
Ooh, I like that.
What impact are you ready to make on the world?
Go up there and knock it out of the park.
That's a wrap.